The Iroquois Confederacy consists of 5 tribes: the Cayuga, Seneca, Mohawk, Onondaga, and Oneida. All these tribes came together under the Great Binding Law, Guyana-Shagoa. The Guyana-Shagoa is the law by which the tribes ran their government. It was originally recorded on the Hawaii belt, which consists of belts and streams put together. From there, the law was also passed on by word of mouth. It is unknown exactly when the Iroquois Confederacy was created, but many believe it was around the 14 through 1600s. The Constitution of the United States of America was written in 1787 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Present were the delegates of 12 states, and their goal was to create a new document to replace the Articles of Confederation. The Constitution starts with the preamble, which declares what the goal of the Constitution is, and it also includes 7 articles which details the power of the government. An interesting fact is that the Hawaii belt has representations of all 5 tribes. The Tree of Peace is in the middle of the belt and represents the Onondagas. The squares to the left and to the right represent the 4 remaining tribes, and the white line represents unity between them. Later there would be 6 tribes with the addition of the Tuscarora tribe. That's why there are only 5 tribes represented on the Hawaii belt. Some similarities between the American Constitution and the Iroquois Constitution is the checks and balances. For example, on the American Constitution, the executive branch can veto bills from the legislative branch. The legislative branch can approve federal judges to the judicial branch, and the judicial branch can declare presidential acts unconstitutional. In the Iroquois Constitution, when Mohawks and Seneca leaders have come to a unanimous decision to a question, they will report to the Cayuga and Oneida leaders, who will unanimously decide and report to the Onondaga leaders, or as they were called, firekeepers. A question cannot go on if there is no unanimous decision between the houses. Another similarity between the constitutions is the impeachment process. The president, vice president, and all civil officers of the U.S. can be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. For the Iroquois Constitution, if the lord of the tribe does not have the best interests of his people in mind and commits any kind of heinous crime, for example murder, the people can complain. He can lose his title and another man will be chosen and can then be elected to take his position. Furthermore, the American Constitution speaks about bicameral parties, the House of Congress and the Senate. The Iroquois Constitution has bicameral parties as well, the Mohawk and the Seneca, and the Cayuga and the Oneida. Additionally, the American Constitution has a legislative branch, a judicial branch, and executive branch. And the Iroquois Constitution speaks about the Mohawk and the Seneca, the Cayuga and the Oneida, and the Onondaga, who are called the firekeepers, which act as the executive branch of their government. One of the differences between the American Constitution and the Iroquois Constitution is how they replace empty seats. In the American Constitution, each party can choose their own person who will fill the empty seat. In the Iroquois Constitution, the woman has a right to appoint a new leader if something were to happen to the previous one. One of the major differences between the constitutions is that in the Iroquois Constitution, females in the tribes hold power over who is chosen to be in the council of the Iroquois Confederacy. If the chosen one refuses to attend council after they are asked once, the woman who holds the wampum strings in that tribe is able to choose a different person. While in the American Constitution, there is no mention of any woman's rights. From this information, it can be concurred that the American and Iroquois constitutions have very comparable aspects. It is important to understand that each constitution demonstrates what each ruling government believed was important to their people when it was written.